we're getting people coming in. I'm just going to share our video.
বাবা একটু ভিডিও অন করতে বলুন বেশি জ্বালায় করলাম ওখানে লেখা রয়েছে মানে
Hi, I'm Amrita Rajpan. I'm an early years specialist. I've been teaching for 22 years, but I've been learning my whole life. And that's why I have a company named Edu Learn Grow. I'm passionate about creating learning environments that are engaging, meaningful, and fun for children. I'm also a sports nutritionist, an avid traveler, an active Rotarian. I'm the territory head for the Early Childhood Association Mumbai. I'm the founder of Edu Learn Grow and the co-founder of the ABCD show.
Hi, I'm Bela Kotwani, also known as Big B. Big for the size of my heart and B for Bela. A fun-loving person with a great sense of humor and a passionate pickleball player. National Core Committee member of Early Childhood Association, founder and principal Cosmic Kids International, co-founder Puppet Maestros and the ABCD show. An educationist and a puppeteer who helps teachers to make learning fun for children by using puppets as a tool for teaching. My vision is to help parents and teachers raise emotionally intelligent children.
Welcome to season 2 of the ABCD show. First of all, we'd like to thank all our viewers for viewing our show, for being so committed to your own learning, and for showing us all your love. We are all geared up to get you the best educators to enhance your skills and to take your knowledge to new heights.
We have some really exciting basket of offerings. We have our ABCD shows where we will call experts to talk about their best practices. We will introduce you to some really value for money and effective products and services. And we have some incredible courses that will help you gain mastery in the subject.
Season 2 has a different format. We will have Ask Amrita and Bela on alternate Wednesdays, where you will ask us your questions on child development and we will revert. And on the other 2 Wednesdays, we will have ABCD shows with speakers, or we'll showcase new products or new ideas and innovations.
So parents and teachers, email us your questions on topics relating to early childhood development, education and rearing on the ABCD show 6@gmail.com. And we will be back with the answers on Facebook Live. Waiting to see you soon. Can I please request everyone to please mute themselves? Thank you.
I'm just trying. Bela, can you mute everyone?
When I see them, I can definitely mute them.
No, you can go on that on the list and mute.
Mute all, but then Suman also will get muted.
Oh, okay.
Let's not do that.
So
So I would
everybody,
request everyone to please mute yourselves. Besides Suman, Amrita and me, rest all can please mute yourselves. Thank you.
so welcome everyone. We are super excited today, and the topic is entrepreneurship. Against a background of globalization and
Amrita, I think let's just wait again. Somebody is not unmuted themselves. Not muted themselves. I found it. I found the person. Okay, you can continue.
You could see it.
Yes.
Okay. I'm also just changing it to speaker view now. So
Yes.
all right. So against a background of globalization and extensive changes in society, innovation and entrepreneurship have become part of the educational curriculum. There's such a strong focus on teaching that will provide students with entrepreneurial competencies. So entrepreneurship is all about setting up a business and taking an idea.
জয়েন্ট মিটিং শুধু লেখা আছে, কোনো লিঙ্ক দেওয়া নেই।
Sheila, can you please unmute yourself? Mute yourself. Thank you.
Today, even our Prime Minister is stressing on Make in India. So we have to gear up all our citizens to become entrepreneurs. And today we have with us an expert, and she's Suman Sood. Welcome, Suman Sood. She has been working in the space of primary and pre-primary education for more than 35 years. She was a former director of Mulgrave Montessori House, and presently she's the director of BD Memorial, Calcutta. She's also the National Core Committee member of the ECA, and she's passionately dedicated to early childhood education. So welcome.
Welcome, Suman. Happy to have you on the ABCD platform.
Thank you so much, Bela, Amrita. Thank you, ABCD show. I'm so excited to be here. You've been doing a wonderful job, and especially through the pandemic, how well you have conducted so many webinars and so much of learning for parents, for teachers, and also to take it forward to our little children. So we, as Amrita has said, I've been working in the space of pre-primary and primary education for the past 35 years plus. So it feels like a lifetime, but also feels that I'm at every step, I'm still a learner. It's a lifelong learning process, as earlier you had also stated in your video. You both, Bela and Amrita, you are both have been working as in this education field for many, many years, many decades. But seriously, and also being an ECA member, I think helps how well we are able to connect with each other and learn and share. So that is a wonderful platform. Thanks to Swati Popat ma'am that she's created this platform for us. And so, well, I'm really thankful. And
In fact, we should tell the others today who are here, if you're not a member of ECA, please do become a member of ECA. A lot of benefits for all of you, a lot of learning at the same time. So please do that.
Absolutely. Bela, you want to start asking the questions? I'm
Yes,
sure everyone is
sure.
very, very excited.
So Suman, the first question to you is, why is entrepreneurship important for children?
We think of entrepreneurship as something which is meant for children or students who have passed out of school and passed out of college. So we connect entrepreneurship with that. And this word, we never connect it with little children. But here we are not talking about them starting a business or them starting a plan. We are talking about children developing entrepreneurship skills. So that is very important for us to enable them to develop these skills, and which means that our children, when they grow up, they should be able to face problems in the real world. They should be able to be resilient, citizens, which we have seen in this past 2 years. We've seen how much the being resilient matters. Then they need to be hardworking. They need to form plans. They need to have goals. They need to learn how to form a budget. So all that planning, that execution of the plan, the problem solving, all these skills, and hard work, discipline, and also ethics. So when it comes to entrepreneurship, we need all these skills to be a good entrepreneur. So these skills need to be developed in children right from the start, and also when they grow up and they are out into the world and they become professionals or they go into business. So if we start building these skills and make them practice right from an early age, then it will be much easier for them to step into their roles. Otherwise, we are preparing them to go out into the professional world, and by the time they go out to school, they pass out college or school, and then they get into the startup business, or then they go into the entrepreneurship. By that time, they have already formed their habits, and they have already, they don't have, many of them, they have to face failure, and But if this practice starts right from the early, then I think that is the reason why we need to teach them these skills.
True. And no school teaches the child how to fail. So they don't know how to really come up and again, strive for themselves and do well for themselves. And you spoke so well about the ethics, which I feel is definitely the most important thing. Having the right ethics and moral values, I think we must teach all the kids the ethics. Very, very important point. Thank you, Suman.
Yes, absolutely. Now I'm feeling when children have to make the right choices and they even little choices, I think it is building up entrepreneurship. But looking at that, what age can we start, getting them to learn about this?
As I spoke earlier, that we have to start it early. So because we are building up their skills, and these skills, if they are built early, as we all know, being early childhood educationists, we know how important it is us to form the right base for children to have their good foundation. So if we think though when they grow up, they will learn, they're not yet old enough to learn. So I think by then they have already formed those habits, and for us to change those habits and for us to make them develop those skills becomes much more difficult. So these things have to start early. They have to learn how to solve their problems. They have to learn how to think critically. The critical thinking comes in with the entrepreneurship skills when we develop. So the small activities with which we can just do these things, which we can discuss at a later stage, how we can build up these activities, how we can do these activities. And they also need to face failure, because they need to learn that it's not always that you are successful in whatever you do. And then the creativity that comes in with it, out of box thinking. So all these are important things which have to start at an early age.
Very true. In fact, I remember when at birthday parties, when you go nowadays, when you play the passing the parcel game or something, they want every child to get a gift, everyone to be happy. So basically no one loses. So they don't learn how to, fail and get up from there. So very good point, Suman. Also, Suman, can you suggest whether you can include it in the curriculum, or should there be random activities that can be done for children?
I think this can be very well included in the curriculum, because as I said, it's skill development, and we can at every step, at every level, these can be included. It can be included in arts, it can be included in science, it can be included in maths, in general awareness, it can be included in English language activities. It is of course has a lot to do with numbers. So it can be very well included in the curriculum. So that I feel, and here I would like to thank and quote Arunab Singh. I think we all know him.
Yes.
So Arunab, his school, Nehru World School, they have been doing wonderful work in this field of entrepreneurship skills and building up. So before COVID, for 2 years continuously, they had these projects. And I was fortunate to get the first-hand experience from him of all the way their school has been doing projects. And very recently in our school also, his coordinator, his primary wing coordinator, primary wing head, Ms. Garola. So she conducted a workshop for our teachers. So if my teachers have joined here, so they will vouch for it. So how well, she explained that they have been doing these things as part of their curriculum. And it's a year-long project, which they start from the beginning of the year and they end it at the end of the year. So that I feel is commendable. So taking from there, I feel that yes, and this should be part of the curriculum activities and not just random activities, because those random activities are not actually going to have much effect. After a while, children will forget, teachers will forget, and it will be some activity which we have done and shelved it into our cupboard or something like that.
Yeah,
So
I also feel, Sumanji, when we are talking about entrepreneurship, we're talking about a lot about changing your mindset. So when we have these little children and they're told to do things on their own, think on their own, make decisions on their own, have choices, I think all that sort of promotes entrepreneurship too, right? We can't hear you.
Sorry, I mean, I couldn't get the last part of your question.
So
Was
I
it a
think
question
that,
or a statement?
having it part of the culture of the school is also promoting entrepreneurship, where
Yes.
we are giving children an opportunity to think and do things on their own rather than just always giving instructions,
Right.
giving them a choice. Do you think it's right to be pushed someone? Is it right to be did this? So I think that also builds that entrepreneurial mindset. But yes, we want some activities which develop these skills and promote them in a classroom setting. So what can teachers go home after the ABCD show and say, hey, we learned and we can do this tomorrow?
I think first of all, what needs to be done is to create an atmosphere or to have an ideating kind of a atmosphere. So where children can create ideas and those ideas can be brainstormed, then they can be discussed. So there are various ways to do it. I know of a few schools who have done it like this. They just create a brainstorming box. So that box is kept in the classroom. So you ask children to put in the ideas there. So now with younger ones, maybe we'll have to do it a little differently. The very young ones who are not able to write, but the ones who can write, say, the 7, 8 years old, so they can write in their slips or they can think about some ideas, what kind of a business plan they want to create or what kind of business they have to do. Of course, before that they have to be taught about the startups, and the brainstorming has to be done in the class by the teacher. And once they've done it, then children can create their own ideas and they can put it. And those every week a day can be set, and every week children can pick up the teacher along with the teacher. They can discuss those ideas. So one at a time they can take. So maybe for the first full 1 month of the academic year, the first month of the academic year, this can be done, and ideas can be formed. And then which are the viable ideas that they can be taken, and then after that it can be discussed how to go about it. So also here, when we are talking about inculcating them into the curriculum, so small things like say for English language, success stories can be shared with children of people who have been good entrepreneurs or of people who have made it from rags to riches. There are a lot of examples. So that way children can be encouraged and they can be told that, these are some of the people who have been encouraged and how they have done it. So that can be discussed. And then also for little older ones, maybe the primary section here, since we are also ECA APER, so we think about the primary children also. So here also we can talk about, having children write business letters, how to, if they want to start a business, how to write a letter. Now they have to, when they start thinking, they have to think about money. They have to think about loans, how they are going to take a loan if they don't have the money. If they have the money, how much money, or what will be the cost of the production of the item. So all these things have to be planned. So the plan has to be a viable one where budgeting comes in. They have to make a budget, and then they have to see how and from where they can get that money. So here the critical thinking skills will come in, and then they have to also plan who all are going to be with them, or are they going to do it individually. So the team effort or the team collaboration, or how many people are going to be working, whether they're going to employ someone to work for them. And then if you're going to employ again, then how are they going to pay those people for the work that they are going to do? Then of course the product, what product they are going to create, how they are going to market that product, what ways are they going to think of selling it and then creating a profit. So here there are some very beautiful examples. As I was discussing about this Nehru World School, Arnab School. So one of the examples from his school only I would like to take. So they had this group of children who their idea was that they wanted to, they did not want to spend any money. They did not have any money. They did not want to spend any money, and they did not want to take any money. No loan they wanted to take. Now here, incidentally, it's a very interesting thing. The school was giving them loans. The school itself had created resources for them. So the school is giving them loans. And when they go with an idea, they discuss the idea, then the school, whoever is in charge, gives them that amount. Now, after earning back, they are supposed to give that amount back to the school. So that was a very beautiful concept. So now this particular group did not want to take any loan, did not want to spend anything. So what did they do? Their idea was to collect books from each other's homes. And they collected those books and they set up a stall, which was just for rental. Like at rupees 300, you can rent 5 books or 6 books or something like that. And you can keep, you can rent them, send them, give them back and take another set of 5 books. So they were not spending anything. They were, the only risk was the books, if somebody takes those books, and the books were also not bought. They were their own books or collected books from their friends. So this was a marvelous idea. And then whatever amount they collected, so that they showed it as their profit. So
what a lovely idea. They must have needed to advertise that book library.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
And also they must have had so many conversations to get those books, communicating how it is so important to get those books from people's houses. I think so many different things are learned: communication, presentation, yes, your advertising, your bookkeeping,
right,
your system
right,
logs. So here I can think of how many things the children have learned with just this.
And then the parents told them that the books have to come back. After the project, the books have to come back. So that also they ensured that the books went back. So this was something very beautiful. And another example which was there was that there was another group, and this was during the lockdown period. So what happened was, in lockdown, they could not put up any stall, they could not go out anywhere. So they formed an idea. And this idea was to promote health and well-being in their campus. So what they did was they started yoga classes online. And with these yoga classes, they asked people to, but here, incidentally, they did not, it was just an idea, and it was just like community service. This was not something that was just creating an awareness for yoga. They were not charging any money. And but they made sure that the families who joined, they did their yoga sessions. And if they did not, they somehow pursued them with calling them up or asking them, why you did not join? And then they tried to spread it in the whole complex. So this was another startup idea. Of course, no commercials involved, but still a health and a well-being project was there. So that was another wonderful thing, which I thought children can be taught to think about. And
yes, transforming the world also is an entrepreneurship skill.
Absolutely.
So they really are looking at transformation. Lovely.
And also this, that everything is not rotating around money. So money is important, but sometimes, you can think of doing things just for the sake of doing them. So this, I think, is also something which can be encouraged and taught to children. And then very recently, we've had this in our school. We had the budding entrepreneurs, and we have 3 schools. So in our BDM International and BD Memorial, so we had this project. It was also done very successfully. Now with these little children, what we did was we did best out of waste. So that was again teaching them about environment. So they made things, they formed their ideas, they made things. So, but one thing was encouraged, that whatever they make, that should be useful. Not just say, if we talk about Christmas crafts. So what value is just a plain decoration going to have? You create something just as a decoration. So, okay, that's good, but then it should have some value. And so they created these paper bags, and the newspaper bags. And the newspaper bags, they made Christmas decorations and they put them on the paper bags. So that became a Christmas gift. And then they were also encouraged to do some charity work, like give giving away the spreading smiles, we called it. So we called this project Spreading Smiles. So they were taught, they did this wonderful activity of decorating these cupcakes. So they decorated the cupcakes and then they put them in those paper bags and they gifted it to them also. And then they were also told if they want to sell it, that is this thing, they can sell it to their family and friends. So many of them, they did sell those. So this was also done, the same kind of a project was also done by little children in the previous school when I was there. So we also encouraged the same thing, that the newspaper bags were made and then they were sold and parents bought them in dozens, and because that was done during the fete. So they bought them in dozens, but we gave it away to the charity. So that also became a good startup idea. So that way, best out of waste can also turn into a good environmental thing. They can be taught about the environmental concerns through that, and they can be taught to follow some SDGs. When you talk about SDGs, we can include the SDGs into this kind of these kind of entrepreneurship projects as well. So also these small children, now we tried not to do any kind of marketing activity for them. So because we felt they were not yet ready, to learn about buying and selling concepts. So maybe we can do that at a later stage. So what they did was, it was a kind of a show and tell activity. So then they spoke about the product that they had created. So here, when I spoke about inculcating this entrepreneurship into the curriculum, so this is one example when they are doing the show and tell activity. So they talk about the features of the product, how they made it, and what was the idea behind it. So those kind of things children have been doing. So many different other ideas are there. They can be encouraged. And also for teachers, once this project is done, it is also important for them to make children understand that this slightly older ones, about the profit and loss statement. So how much they spent and how much they have earned. And then supposing they have not been able to earn, so then what? If they've not been able to, then how they can, or supposing their product was not something of the proper quality, or maybe they had complaints for the product, how to handle that, how to make people understand, or what to do. Maybe you can take it back and then you can repair. So ethics comes in here. And those kind of things, I think teachers have to inculcate, and they have to be ready with a plan. So if a plan A succeeds or fails, then they should have a plan B ready.
True. Yes. So this is so reminding me of my childhood. My brother used to get 2-3 different types of toothpaste, and he was so totally into Indian toothpaste. So we had to have Meswak and whatever, because we wanted to promote Make in India at that time. And right from then, very patriotic. So very nice activity I was thinking for children could be to take different toothpaste or, things that they use every day and compare them and see why you like one better than the other. What are the good points of one, and what would dissuade you from buying another? Because all those things need to be thought out when you are eventually going to be making your own product. So a nice thing is to compare things and see, is it good for you? Is it not good for you? In with food, is it healthy, not healthy? So a child learns to make a rational decision. Right. And your show and tell idea was lovely, because basically what does an entrepreneur have? He needs to showcase his own competencies. He needs to showcase through communication and presentation. So, this is lovely that they can talk about something, because that is the main thing which a person looks at. You may be the best in everything, but if you cannot portray it, then it's all useless. So lovely to start teaching children all these things right from day one.
I think for the pre-primary, they could
now
also
that-
do role play
Yeah.
for children. They could have a setup of maybe a beauty parlor, or they could have a setup of a ice cream
A
shop.
lemonade stand.
Yes.
I
So
know.
for preschoolers,
Here I must give example of my granddaughter. Each time I meet her, so she has a different business plan ready. So last time it was that she had made this beauty parlor, as you said, and for that, then she had a menu card and the price list. So price list, incidentally, she's in Dubai, and so she's familiar with the dirhams there. So she told me, Dadi, I'm going to massage your hair. And so if you would like to massage, and then it is 20 dirhams for 15 minutes. I said, that's too steep. I can't pay that much. So then she negotiated. She said, and she's all of 9, she's 9 years old. Yeah. So then said, okay, if you don't want that expensive, then okay, then I can make it 10 dirhams. I said, okay, 10 dirhams, but 20 minutes, not 15 minutes. We negotiated, actually negotiated. And then I gave her Indian rupees, 10 rupees. And she said, no, this is cheating. This is not 10 rupees, it's much less than 10 dirhams.
wow.
You know?
What
So
learning
imagine,
happens?
like what thinking is going on? Children are learning. Then another day she made a restaurant, and there she set up the tables. She had this candlelight dinner prepared for her mother and father for their anniversary, but she charged them.
So
This is not
sweet.
a gift. And she
So
actually
too much
served
of an
them.
entrepreneur, actually.
Entrepreneur. So these
But
kind of
lovely, they're learning how to negotiate. They're learning. Even that thing of a beauty parlor, she must have had to make a menu card of all the services,
right, right.
and also make it look nice, and then sell it to you that I'm going to be using this oil, or why is it so special? So lovely, really nice.
So much of creativity and thought goes into it, that critical thinking, as I said earlier. Then also there was this example of somebody, small children, they got together and they made a business travel plan. So, they created the plan. They researched on the net. So for somebody who was wanting to go, their relatives, I suppose. And then they made this plan that, okay, you can go here, you can go there, and this is what you can find. And these are the landmarks that you can see, and this much you can spend. So this also is a lot of learning. Imagine the kind of research the children must have done. And these kind of projects can also promote in young children, and teachers can give them ideas. Then, of course, the online stores, they are very familiar with online stores now. So
True.
that is also.
Especially in the pandemic, when everyone stopped going out, they realized you could buy things online.
Right, right. Another thing which schools can probably do is they can have an art gallery set up.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So this art gallery, because children are creating all kinds of different art and beautiful artwork they do. Sometimes, you really marvel at what they create and how they create. So these kind of drawings can be put up as an art gallery, and parents can be invited, or even people from outside can be invited to watch, because now we are looking at all kind of online options, what can be done. So they can be invited to watch, and then if children want to put up a price for that, they can put up a price, and it can be offered to whoever wants to buy it in whatever way. So these schools can help, teachers can help. They can have a art gallery, they can have a craft show, and even music can be thought of as an entrepreneurship project. They can create music and some music, and they can create and sell if they want to.
We'll
My
have a
God,
musical
that is
show.
really novel. Never thought of that
Yeah.
as music being bought. Yeah, but that is a business today.
Yes, yes. And children are talented. They're very talented. We need to just tap that. The talent that they have, we need to tap that. And of course, cookery shows and anything to do with non-fire cooking, those are the real runaway hits, I should say.
You can get them to make puppet show also. That'll be good fun watching them do the
Puppet show. Our
puppet show.
puppeteer is here.
Yes, just click. Okay, kids can
There
do this.
goes the
you know.
puppeteer. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a wonderful idea. They can do a puppet show.
So
Puppet show.
basically, what we're looking at is a lot of strategy. Anything which involves an idea, which involves a strategy, and making that strategy work. For that strategy to work, you need to plan, you need to execute, you need to have a project idea, the steps of what will come first, second, third. So a child is sort of going through all those steps. Now, what do I need to make this work? So first it needs to come into his head and then come out on a paper, just like anything else. So I think even like we said, the lemonade stand or music or art, everything will follow the same steps. And once you have all those steps ready, you can just take any project and work it alongside that. There will have to be comparison. You'll have to say why you are so unique. You will have to look at your competitors, and you will have to do marketing. You will have to be talking. You will have to present, and then you will have to showcase it and get a profit. So it
Get a
has to
profit.
be of value.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think
And
it's
in
going to be a
case-
fun project for any school who does this. I'm sure it's going to be fun. The kids are going to enjoy it, and you can see the enthusiasm in the children and their selling their product and doing their stuff.
Wow. I have
Oh,
Rita telling
Rita
us,
Di.
write
Rita
a
Di comes with a
script.
wonderful idea.
perform a drama and sell the
Sell
tickets.
tickets,
Yes,
yes.
lovely.
Yes, Rita Di. Wonderful.
Very nice. Great. Does anyone else have any ideas to share?
Can do brainstorming.
Yes, why not?
Please write in the chat box any more ideas. No.
So actually,
have
it's not
some
so
things.
much of a problem with the ideas. The whole idea is to teach children how do you go through this whole journey, and
Market day. We have one market day idea. That's also a good one. The market day can be created. Yeah. Sorry, Amrita, you were saying something.
no, I said Hema has written show and tell is like marketing the product. That should be great. Superb. So all these skills are learned in isolation and then can be put together also.
Exactly. So it is more of teamwork. Teams have to be created and everywhere they have to do it all together. Then there was another wonderful idea I came across, and that was poetry cafe.
Wow.
So, in the physics, when classes are on in the physical mode, so perhaps children can have a little coffee or tea selling stall with cakes, and then there could be some kind of a poetry show going on.
How lovely is that?
Lovely, lovely idea.
These
How
are all
lovely.
real world examples, so children can take
Yes.
from that and they can think about it, and then we can encourage them to go ahead with these. And but the only thing is, like, it has to be a continuous process. If we think that today we are going to do it, tomorrow we are going to forget it, then it will not create that kind. It will create a ripple, but it will not be a wave of change or wave of learning. So to bring in that wave, I think it has to be a continuous process right from the beginning of the year.
Can you please
Validate that learning also, not formally, but of course as a in
And
the
Suman
end,
frozen, or am I
showcasing,
the only one seeing her like that?
event. So,
We can see, Suman is here, we can see her.
Yes.
Suman, I think we missed your last part. Can you repeat that, please?
I said it has to be a continuous process. It
Right.
has to start right from the beginning of the academic year, and in the end, it could be some kind of a showcasing event of all the different teams, of all the different classes. It could be class-wise, it could be team-wise. So the whole school should be involved. I think it should not be something which is done once and then forgotten, and we just keep it on the side. So we should have it as a goal, as a goal throughout the year. Like
So
we
it'll be
base,
like
you
maybe
can,
once quarterly, once you can do it, or you prefer it every month? What is the timeline that should be there?
every month, I think it should be
Every
there.
month?
No, it should be every month. I mean, like the first month, as I said, first month ideas can be created. Second
Right.
month, they can talk about the proper planning. Third month, they can, think about the execution. And fourth month, they can get together and they can probably start executing. Or you could, a school can have a fate day or an entrepreneurship day or something like that, where people are invited from outside, because we can't expect children to go out and sell. It has to be done inside the school premises only. And if it has to be outside, then of course it has to be with the help of the parents, and then it cannot be a kind of a school project. But and these days, if it is online, we can encourage them to think and have ideas, create ideas, and then do it their way and share the learning with the school. But once we have the offline classes, then it should be like that. And at every stage, it needs to be planned in different months, that now we've done this, so let's move on to this. So that is what I meant. It has to be in the inculcating in the school academic year. I think somebody was wanting to ask a question. Yes, please, you can
Yes.
ask.
You can unmute yourself also if you like, and can ask the question.
Rita ji has
Hi,
written.
ma'am. Good evening. Thank you so much, Suman ma'am, for bringing in this topic here. I'm not a school teacher, but I just run my own programs related to language and life skills development. So I'm so grateful that at the last minute I saw Bela ma'am's message and I kind of came in and I just sat down. I was supposed to take a break because I have so many classes now. I just sat down for this. I was wondering, like, rather than having them to, earn money, so I already run an initiative where I donate storybooks to the underprivileged crowd. Can you, ask children to take this initiative to collect books for me or something like that would be appropriate and could be called like an entrepreneurship skill? Like, could I ask my institute kids to go ahead and collect books and do something for a social cause also? Like, would that be appropriate, ma'am?
Definitely, it is development of entrepreneurship skill, because they are thinking, they're getting together, they are working in collaboration, they're collecting, and then if they are giving it away, that's okay. I mean, like, that's we are bringing in that empathy in them. So creating empathy is also part of developing entrepreneurship skill. So this can definitely be done, and has been, as earlier I spoke about this. Many children have done this. Even in our school, we had children making paper bags, and then they created those cupcakes, and then they put the cupcakes, and during Diwali they made diyas, and the diyas they gifted it to all the people around them. So all those things are there. So we need to. We can do this. There is no problem
Okay,
in
so
that.
we can tell them to take this initiative, explain them, and they can go ahead and help us out.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Even Girija's got a very nice idea. She was saying that you can have the children plant some seeds and you can afterwards sell those saplings also. So great idea, Girija. Very nice.
Yes,
Okay,
lovely.
give them also, right?
So the basic point of this is that children understand the steps and they understand the competencies required. And then you match the two. So that's how it becomes like a great idea.
Anybody else has some
Or
ideas to
anybody
share?
else who wants to share something, wants to add to the learning over here?
I think somebody had a nice question. Problem is that everyone cannot be employer. Someone has to be the employee. Yes, that's true.
No, but the point of entrepreneurship is that it is team effort. That people realize the value of each other in the team. Because even an employer cannot do without the employee.
Very true. And learning to manage the employee, that's another task
Yeah.
by itself.
So wonderful. I think it was really nice. Everyone contributed to this.
Yes.
And thank you, Suman.
Should we call it a day?
Ash, always a pleasure, and it was a great
Yes.
pleasure connecting with you. Thank you so much, Bela.
We should
and
thank you,
Amrita.
Suman. Wonderful, wonderful sharing. And thank you for being here on the ABCD show. And thank you to all the participants who registered for the show. And Suman, I want to thank you for suggesting to your team and your team of schools to always come for the ABCD show. I believe you send them messages to please join the show and all that. So thank you once again from us.
Yes.
I think they are-
And would be nice if your teachers could also join our thought leaders group and share ideas in that group as well. It's on Facebook. So please, if you can do that, you can ask them to join our group as well.
Yes, the idea is to
Thanks.
have a community where we can help
Yes.
each other.
Special thanks to Rita Dee for joining.
Ah,
She's a great educationist, a Montessorian, and a lovely educator friend.
So sweet. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you so much. We also have Ritu Joshi here, who is part of ECA, Mumbai Territory.
Oh,
Thank
Ritu's
you,
here.
Ritu, for joining us.
Hi, Ritu.
Hi, it was a wonderful session. Wonderful
Hi,
session.
Ritu. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Thank you for a wonderful session.
Okay,
Good
bye,
evening,
everyone.
Bye,
Lovely.
everyone.
Thank you
See
so
you.
much for coming here.
Until next time, have a lovely Christmas and a happy New Year to all of you. Bye-bye.
Yes, we'll meet again in the new year.
Same to you,
Yes.
ma'am.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.